Here are the homework answers for the 2.1.7 review preview. Problem 62 says the graph at right shows the distance traveled by car A and car B. Car A is represented by the line containing point A, and car B is represented by the line containing point B. Use the graph to answer the following questions. Part A, which car is traveling faster? How can you tell? The answer is car A. Because the line is steeper. Part B, find the coordinates of point A and point B. A is at the point 2, 120, and B is the point 4, 120. Part C, how fast did car A travel in miles per hour? How fast did car B travel? So A, we would do 120 divided by 2 to get 60 miles per hour. That's for part A. For car B, we would do 120 divided by 4, which is 30 miles per hour, which again shows that car A is going faster. Does the distance car A has traveled vary directly with the time? Why or why not? Yes. The more time you've gone, the farther distance that A is going to go. So yes, more time will be more distance. Problem 267, Sylvia simplified the expression on the expression comparison mat, shown at right. Some of her work is shown. Are all of her moves legal? Explain. The answer is no. Some of them are and some of them aren't. Some are, some are not. So the part that she did that was right here is the part that's illegal. She took away a 0 pair from the top and the bottom of a mat. You have to flip it over first. So if we were to flip the positive to the top, it would become 2 negatives, and then you cannot take those away. So she took away a 0 pair that was not in the same box. Because remember, 0 pairs have to be either all in the top, all in the bottom. Can't be part in the top, part in the bottom. Problem 68, read the math notes box. So you should have done the math notes for 217 and 215, and they talked about the associative and the commutative property. Decide which property was used for each step. So I think some of us got confused and used our simplifying tools, our legal moves, and that's not what this actually was looking for. So it's talking about properties, not legal moves. So in this part right here, the parentheses went from being around the x plus 10 to around the 3x plus 8 plus x. That's the associative property. In the next step, they switched around the x and the 8. That's the commutative property. And then in part C, they moved the parenthesis again, and that's again the associative property. Problem 69, examine the tile pattern. On your paper, draw figure 4 and 5. So figure 1 is a 2 by 2. Figure 2 is a 3 by 3. And figure 3 is a 4 by 4. So figure 4 will be a 5 by 5. So it looks something like this. And then figure 5 will be a 6 by 6. So if you notice, my pattern is that it's one more than the figure number by that number. So when I go down to part B, it says, what would figure 10 look like? How many tiles would have in it? So figure 10 is an 11 by 11. So it will have 121 tiles. And then figure 100 is 101 by 101. Part C says Cami has a different tile pattern. She decided to represent the number of tiles in her pattern in a table, as shown below. Can you use the table to predict how many tiles would be in figure 5 of her tile pattern? How many would be in figure 8? Explain how you know. So in figure 5, and then in figure 8, and then I needed an explanation. So it shows me that it's going up by +4 each time. So I know the next one, which is figure 5, is going to be 21, because 17 plus 4 is 21. So then I just keep going for figure 8. So figure 6 is going to be 25. Figure 7 is going to be 29. So figure 8 will be 33. So explain how you know. I added 4 to each tile number. Um, 70, it says examine the shape with algebra tiles at right. Write an expression that represents the perimeter of the shape. Then evaluate the expression for x equals 6, y equals 10. So for the perimeter, I'm going to label all my sides. So I have 1 here, 1, x, y, y, y. This is y minus 2, x, 1, and 1. So I have 4 y's. I have 2 x's. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 positive ones and minus 2. So then I have to simplify that. So I should get 4y plus 2x plus 2. That's my expression. And then my evaluation, I'm going to replace for x equals 6 and y equals 10. So I do 4 times 10 plus 2 times 6 plus 2. I get 40 plus 12 plus 2, which equals 54 units. Right. To find the expression that represents the area of the shape, I just count the number of each box. So I'm going to get y squared plus 2x plus 1, because I have 1y squared, 2 x's, and a unit tile. Do the same thing. So I'm going to plug it in. So I end up with 10 squared plus 2 times 6 plus 1. So I get 100 plus 12 plus 1, which is 113 units squared. For this last one, you were just supposed to put it straight into your calculator using the parentheses. If you didn't have a scientific calculator, there's a scientific calculator you can search for on the internet using your Chromebook. But for A, you should have matched it up with 4. For B, was matched up with 1. C is matched up with 7. D is matched up with 2. E is 5. F is 6, and then G is matched with 3. Again, make sure you fix your homework and return it in.